Hello, everybody. How are you today? Congratulations that you made it for today. Today is a wonderful day. It's a day for development. Do you like that? Do you think it's important? Of course it is. Of course it is. And it will pay off. Believe me, it will pay off. You're gonna experience all this development in your classroom, which is the objective. No, this is the goal that you're pursuing. Very good, excellent. Well, many of you, or maybe some of you, have been my students. Raise your hand. I've seen a lot of people here, and sometimes I don't know if it was like if they were my students or if they were my teachers. I don't remember, but I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Okay. Well, the topic I am going to develop this afternoon, is within a series that is called Characteristics of an EFL Teacher, and within that, I'm going to develop one little thing, okay? So first, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the characteristic, or is one of the characteristics an English teacher should have, or a foreign language? It doesn't have to be English, it could be French, it could be Chinese, it could be German, any language, any second language. Can you say one of the characteristics a teacher should have? Confidence, be enthusiastic, very good. Another? Patience, a lot of patience, very good. Okay, that is within 4 sections, that is personal qualities. You're talking about section number 4, which is personal qualities. And you can say many more. But another characteristic of an English teacher would be what? Okay, we said enthusiasm, and we've said, excuse me? Creativity, yeah. We're going to develop that one today. Okay, I don't take time eliciting, but I will tell you, in my opinion, a teacher should know the language. Do you agree? Yes. You should know the language. Whichever language you're teaching, you should know the language. But not only know the language, because somebody from the street of Chicago knows the language. But that doesn't make him a teacher, does it? No. So you need to know the language. And number 2, about the language, you need to know about the language. Isn't it right? If you talk to a native speaker, perhaps he doesn't know the past progressive. He doesn't understand how it works. But we teachers do that way. We know how the language works. Okay, so we need to know the language. We need to know about the language, which is very important, and I think we have studied to do that. We have studied to do that. It's not because you know English, you know about the language. Sometimes sometimes you understand more about the language than a native speaker. Maybe he knows how to use it better than you or I, but you understand better how it works because we know the language and we know about the language. That's what teachers do. And number three, we need to know teaching techniques. I think you were having something about teaching techniques a while ago, and we need to have teaching techniques. We have to learn that, and that's why you're here too. And the 4th section is about personal qualities. It is because you can know the language and know about the language and have the teaching tools, but you don't have the drive to be a teacher. You don't love exactly to be there. You don't want to. Maybe you're not patient, you're not enthusiastic. Maybe you know the language, maybe you know about the language, maybe you studied the career and you know the tools. But maybe you're not into it, you haven't got that drive. And maybe you're not responsible enough. Maybe you don't hand in your plannings, or you don't show up on time. That is personal qualities. And we need to have all those 4 factors in order to be a great EFL teacher. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 4, and we're going to start doing that right now. And I'm going to help you, and I'm going to try to inspire you to boost creativity in your classroom. You want to do that? Yes? Raise your hand if you would like to be more creative. Just a few, come on. Raise your hand if you want to be more creative. Yeah, we all need it, guys. We all need it. We all need to be very creative. We all need to be creative because right now everything is changing. And we need to be very creative to be able to incorporate that in our classroom. Do you agree with me? Yes? Okay. Okay, so here we go. First, I want to know if you know what is creativity. What is creativity? Okay, well, in few words, is seeing things in a different way. Is seeing things differently. Okay? Another definition is seeing what other people don't see. Okay? I love something that Bill Gates said. Do you know Bill Gates? No, you don't. Just heard about him. Okay, anyways. But Bill Gates said something that really, it was like, it shocked me because he said, I saw the chip. I saw the chip. Before the chip was invented, before he invented the chip, he saw it. He saw it here in his imagination. He saw it. And he was saying like, how come other people are not seeing it? He saw the future of the world. He saw it. But he couldn't understand like why people were not seeing what he was seeing. It was in his mind. It was in his mind. He said it was like as if a bunch of bills were on the floor and people were walking on top of it and nobody was picking the dollars up. That's how he visualized it. He saw the chip. So he was and he is still a very creative person. Okay, so we need to incorporate creativity in our lives. Not only, repeat with me, not only? Okay, not only for teaching, but for your life. You need to be creative to be a mama, to be a wife, to be whatever, a person in the world. You need to be creative to be walking in a new way all the time. Okay? Very good. So it's seeing what other people don't see. Okay? Just like Bill Gates. It's approaching a problem from a different perspective. Okay? That's what being creative is. Okay? It's to run away from the obvious, the safe, the predictable, and to produce something new. To produce something that was not there before. It was not there before you were there. Okay? That's what creativity is. Okay? I love it, and I think we're gonna have a great time embracing it today. Okay? The good thing that I want to say about creativity is that it is a value. Say, it's a value. No problem. No problem. It's a value. So what is good? What is the good news about creativity being a value? It is a great news because all the values can be achieved. All the values can be achieved. Maybe you're not that careful, but you can achieve carefulness. Maybe you're not that attentive, but you can be aware and become attentive. Maybe you're not that responsible, but you're aware and you want to become responsible. It's a value and you can achieve it. Maybe you're not that creative, but you can become creative if you are aware that you need it. So that's why it's a good news. Because the only thing you need to know, or the only thing you need to be aware of, is that if you want it or not. That's the only thing. And once you say yes, then you enter into a process. It's like when you drive, and you want to have the habit of buckling your seat. Okay? If you go to the United States, you buckle. If you're in Mexico, maybe you don't. Shame on you. Okay, well, but when you want to buckle, and you say, oh, I haven't been buckling, and I could be in an accident, I want to buckle. Okay, then you are aware that you're not buckling. Okay? And so you say, oh, I got to buckle. Oh, I got to buckle. Click it. Click it. Click it. The police, the ticket. Click it or ticket. In the United States, they say, yeah, click it or ticket. Okay, click it. And then one day, you're driving, and then you say, you want to buckle, and guess what? Say what? And guess what? What? You're already buckled. Come on, who did that for me? Who did that for me? The habit. You become unconscious that you have the habit. That's where we want to be. We want to be in the place where you don't have to think that you're doing it, but you're doing it. You understand where I'm going? Okay, that's why I say it's a process. Okay, any value is a process, and creativity is a value, and if you want it, you can go into a process. Okay? Yes. Great. The most important factor in teaching creatively is, guess who? You. Yes, it's you. You are the clue. You are the most important part of the formula. Okay? It's not the classroom. It's not the book. It's not the methodology. It's not the country. It's not the kids. No, it's you. You are the most important part of the formula. So if you are creative, besides other things that we just said, then that's great. Good for your kids. They're lucky to have you. They're very lucky to have you as a teacher, because you are the clue. Okay, you are the clue. Nobody else. Okay, so what do you think are some characteristics of a creative teacher? Say one. Come on. Good looking. Okay, then you can check that. Got it. Another one. Innovation, innovative, yes. Another one. Very good. Energy, yeah. Like me. I just had a coffee, that's why. Okay, we're going to see three. Louder, yeah, you got it. Well, one is to be flexible. Say flexible. Flexible. Another one is to be open to new ideas. Say open to new ideas. Okay? And open. Okay? And three, imaginative. Imaginative. So, that's what you have to be. You have to be open to new ideas, you have to be flexible, and to have a lot of imagination. That's it. Okay? Okay, so you want to achieve? I have 7 steps. Are you ready for writing? Okay, make your notes. Okay, let's take your notes. Yes, I love it. Okay, number one. Number one is before number 2. Okay, number 1. Okay, number 1 is become a better you. Become a better you. Okay? If you become a better you, everything becomes better. Everything has to do with your life. Even cooking. Even cooking. Everything. Okay? So, develop yourself. Develop yourself. Okay? Creative teachers bring more to class than just the knowledge of teaching. You know, when you go into the classroom, it's not just English that you're teaching. You're teaching yourself. You're teaching your life. You're teaching your attitudes. You're teaching the conclusions you have about love, about marriage, about children, about the country, about the president. When you go into the classroom, you know, you show up. You show up. And if you're bitter, and you're angry, and you're frustrated, guess what? They notice. You're going to impart that to the kids. They're going to be bitter to the director of the school. They're going to be bitter for this and that and the decisions. Because you are communicating your heart in the classroom. So it's not the class, it's not English that you're teaching only. That's the least you're teaching in the classroom. Can you say, oh my God? Oh my God. But you didn't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Or you can say with this, wow. Or you can say, ouch. Poor kids. For my students. Okay. They are educated in other areas. You know, teachers that are creative are educated in other areas, and you can draw from your experiences, or you can bring in, from outside other interests. If you have read, if you know, if you are cultured. So you need to develop yourself. It's so important to develop yourself. Okay? Okay, take up a new hobby. Okay, take a maybe you can learn painting, drawing, dancing, carpentry, another language, Chinese. Why not? Be a student again. I'm glad you're sitting and taking notes because now you know what it is to be seated down. Right? Okay, because you forget sometimes to be a student. It's good to be a student again. It's wonderful to learn again. Okay? Cooking. I just made a recipe for my husband a minute ago. I didn't eat, but he said it was delicious. Okay? But you have kiwi limon, and you have so many places where you can learn cooking. Come on, if you don't cook, I don't know what planet you live on. But there's a lot of places where you can just click. Yeah, right? Okay, playing music, gardening, recycling, etc. There's so many things that you can learn. Do it. You can say, I don't have time. It's not true. It is not true if you don't make time. But you have time. Everyone has 24 hours. Right? So you can't say you don't have time. Okay, I would like you to mingle, don't stand up, but with your neighbor, to say maybe what hobby you were thinking of picking on, and maybe you can start in the short future. So can you tell someone, I've been thinking about, and say, commit yourself. Guys, I'm serious now. Okay, let's put a serious face. Okay. Could you raise your right hand and commit to picking a new hobby? One, raise your hand. Right hand. To say the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth. I commit in learning a new hobby. Are you sure? Yes. You're not doing this? Okay, very good. Excellent. Number two. Okay, number two is connect with other teachers. Okay, connect with other teachers. You know, you can learn, you can be inspired by other teachers. Okay? You can be inspired, and inspiration comes from like big name speakers and writers, or teachers like you and me. Okay, you can learn from one another. If you gather, it's never been easier now with Facebook, with Twitter, blogs. You can learn so much. You can have YouTube. You can have your own blog and start commenting like, I had a hard time with this, and everybody's going to start giving their opinion, and suddenly you have a new environment around you about the same interest. So it's wonderful. You can take a lot of... So I would like you to now with the guy in the back, to say, I've gone into this blog, I've seen this in YouTube, can you share something? I want everybody to be more enriched when we get out of here than when we got in. So I want you to share with someone where you have gone and where you have learned. Can you do that? Have you been in a place? Have you learned something? Okay, go. Turn around. I don't want to see your face. Somebody just shared, it's in YouTube. Okay, this is a guy in YouTube, and his page is called Fast Brain. Fast Brain. And Dalila says that every time she goes into that place, she learns something very practical and very new and very creative. Is that right? Do you recommend it? Highly. Grammar ideas, everything about teaching, pronunciation tips. Fast brain. Like fast brain. Can somebody else suggest a place that you learn so everybody can, right?
Anybody has YouTube right now?
Okay, there's another one, Club de Inglés, but it's in Facebook, Club de Inglés. Another one?
Mike's Home in YouTube. Mike's Home.
Mike's Home. Okay. Do you have another one over there? In YouTube, Mike's Home. Mike.
Fast. Fast brain. Is brain or brain?
Brain. Brain.
Fast Brain TV.
Okay? Guys, you can share. Okay? You can share and learn. Okay, very good. Number three. Become a collector of teaching ideas. Become a collector of teaching ideas. You know what I love? I love Pinterest. I can't live without Pinterest. Pinterest is my life. And I love it that you can have folders. So I have for kindergarten, for elementary, for language, for prep. I have these ideas, and when I find something, immediately I send it to a place where I can find it later. Now, if you don't, guys, if you don't know how to retrieve or how to save the information, then it's no use to have thousands of great ideas if you don't have them classified. Can you say classified? Okay. In the internet, we can find millions of ideas. We can just like be bored of so many. It really overpasses the capacity, the ability to grab them. So you need to know how to classify so that you can retrieve, you can keep. Okay, so I'll give you an example here. Check curating tools. Can you say curating? Curating. Okay, what is curating tools? Curating tools is like, it's not a science, it's not a part of it's a branch where you learn, or you can use apps to help you save the information in a classified way. Otherwise, it's like not having anything, because you won't be able to find. Ay, estaba bien padre esa idea. ¿Dónde quedó? Pues quién sabe. Okay? Okay. So it's curating tools to help you arrange.
In Spanish,
I don't know in Spanish. It's in English, curating. Curating tools. Curating tools. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit more. Okay? It's like this. The content in a curation process is you find something, you organize it, and then you can share it. So you find it, and there are if you type curating tools, you will find many that you can download, and they're free. Okay? Now, curation helps you be more resourceful and have in your fingertips all the wonderful ideas that you found. Okay? Now, something very interesting too is that you can join somebody that's been doing that already. For example, if you could write, Curation, ESL, curation. Just put these words. And then you will find blogs or people who have already been doing that, and you can just join in. And you can pick. It's already classified. Curation is like, that's the word. It is, if you look, definition of curation, it says, the branch of, listen, like, remember the museums, when you go to a museum, you go to a room and it's classified, no? It's like this year or this painter or whatever. That's a curation process. First, they gather all the articles and the things and the pictures and stuff, and they classify it, and then they put it in rooms. Okay, that's curation. It's been all the time. Only now we're using it for information. Okay? Great. So share. Okay, here what we want to share is like a wonderful idea that you have recently learned and applied in your classroom. Can you share that? A great idea. Speak. Okay. Do. Come on. You're learning. Okay? Share your learning. Discover the purpose of your life. You know, when you serve people, you discover the purpose of your life. It's when you discover the joy. That's why teachers are always happy, because they're always serving. They're serving, and they discover that they were born for that. To be helping someone, to be influencing someone. You know, I've been a teacher for more than 40 years. Can you believe that? So she's old. Okay, so but I find people, and they said, you changed my life. I live in abroad. I work here. I'm in Japan. You know, all over the world. So you become an influencer. You got a lot of little eyes looking at you and seeing how you react on everything. So really, serving others is great. It's like the purpose of your life. Okay? So I want you to commit on something. Today is the day of commitments, okay? I want you to say, I commit to share. I didn't hear everyone. 1, 2, 3. I commit to share and contribute to others' development. When you do that, you're gonna feel very good. Okay? Great. Okay, guys, I believe. No. Guys, I believe that every once in a while you have a teacher training course, right? Okay, why don't you ask your coordinator if you can share something? And first, you're gonna be trembling like me, and then you're gonna be very happy that you did it. Okay, so do that. Share. Say, coordinadora, can I share this? I applied this in my classroom. I loved it. It worked. I want to share it with my peers. Okay? Good. Very good. Number 5. Remove the blocks to creative thinking. Sometimes you think, I am not creative, no se me da. ¿Quién ha dicho eso? Who said that? Okay. If you say that you're not creative, guess what? Guess you're not going to be. You're not going to be. If you say, I am creative, guess what? You will be. It's because what you believe is so powerful. What you believe is so powerful. How can I explain that? You know, I couldn't explain it, too much, because what you believe is powerful. So you say, okay, from now on, I'm going to be a very creative person.
You have to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. You got to be positive. And guess what's going to happen? There will be a problem right ahead in your road. Because Life is like that. Life has many problems. But then, here you are, here I am, and we solve problems. What are problems for if they're not for solving? They're for solving, and you are there. So you are the one. You're the chosen. You are chosen. You're chosen to solve problems creatively. Okay? Do you like that? Yes. Okay, so you're going to be a problem solver wherever you go. You are so unique. Nobody can say exactly what you have or not, because we can't say everyone here, you cannot overgeneralize anything. You cannot, because you're so unique and you're special. Right? So you gotta be around supportive colleagues who believe in you and who share the same interests, so you can develop, okay? And make you feel good. Just like you guys, no? Okay. Work on your self-esteem. If you believe you can do it, you will. If you believe you can't do it, you won't. So what are you gonna believe? Never say no. Never. Okay, now we're gonna do something. Okay, hands on. Do you have a little bag with some toothpicks? Yes. Okay. Can you show me your little bag of toothpicks? Okay. You're gonna need your notebook. Okay, like a table. You're gonna need your notebook. Okay.
You don't have notebook?
Take out 3 toothpicks and make a triangle. You don't need to be very clever to do that. Okay? Yes, very good. And then you can use 5 toothpicks to make 2 triangles. Very good. You got it. You got it. So 3. You need a notebook. You need something, or in the carpet. You need a surface. Okay. Or in the chair. Yes, in the chair next to you. Very good. So you use 3 to make a triangle, and you use 5 to make 2 triangles. That's very easy, right? Yes. Okay. Now I need you to take the 6 toothpicks and make 4 triangles, equilaterals.
Got it.
No, but they have to be the same size. Equilaterals. Okay? Equilateral triangles.
Oh, estoy haciendo brujería aquí.
Charlie.
Es como el de la bruja de Blade. Ay, es que nosotros somos noventeros.
Let me tell you. Your 4 triangles.
Bueno, es que el problema es que mi mesa.
No. The 4 triangles have to be the same size of the original triangle. The 4 triangles have to be the same size as the original triangle. So you made the first triangle, you did it good. Then you made 2 triangles, they were good. Now you need to make 4 triangles the same size. The same size as the original triangle. The same size. Is that the same size as the original one? No. So you need to make 4 this size. So you need to make 4 triangles the same size as the original triangle. You think it's possible? Are you sure? You need to make 4 like those. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same size, and it's not magic, okay? You cannot use the toothpicks of your neighbor.
Échame un palito.
No, they have to be 4 equilateral triangles.
Creo que hasta las orejas se me pusieron rojas.
No, they are not the same size of the original triangle. They have to be 4 triangles the same size as the original triangle. Has somebody done it? Who? Who? Are they the same size of the original triangle? No. The original, the first one of the three toothpicks. No, they're not equilateral. No? They have to be the same size as this one. The same size as the original, the first one. Okay? 4 of them. Is it possible?
Yes. No.
It is possible. Yes. I can show you. No, you cannot break the toothpicks. Why don't you do this like... Okay. I was not going to reveal the secret, but I will. So you can do that. Listen, what is the purpose of this exercise? The purpose of this exercise is to make you think out of the box. To make you think out of the box. But how can I show you if you're so far away you won't be able to see? I need like a camera? Did you learn something new? Yes. You know, we have to think out of the box. Can you say that? Out of the box. We have to go to another level. And we can do the impossible. It seemed impossible, but it's not. Right? Can we continue? Okay, put away your toothpicks. Number 6. 6 out of 7. We're about to finish. Practice your creativity. Practice makes perfect. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Practice makes perfect. Okay, so you need to practice your creativity. Okay, you know, creativity is like it's like a muscle. It's like a muscle. If you train your muscle, you can do a lot of stuff. People are good at things when they practice. It's true. If you practice creativity, you're gonna become number 1 in creativity. Okay? Very good. Hands on. Okay, I want you to do something crazy. Okay, I want you to write your name and signature in your notebook, but with your other hand. With your other hand. Do it. If you're right-handed, with the left. If you're left-handed, with the right. No. Just write your name and write your signature with your weak hand. Okay?
No, your name and signature.
Yes, you can. Did you do that? Now, write backwards. Like this. Like I wrote Paulo, and then I wrote Paulo. Okay, I wrote peace, and then I wrote peace. Backwards. Can you do that? With your left or with your right? You know what you're doing? You're exercising your brain. The brain, the neurona is like finally connecting. Okay? So did you do that? Okay, did you write your... Very good? Very good. Super. Excellent. Now, make a flower base with your name. Like, let me show you how it goes. Here it says Mariana, and then here it says Mariana. And then I close it, and then I put some flowers.
With the other hand?
No, with any hand. Make it simple. Maybe you can do it with the right hand, or then do it with the left hand. Okay? And this is a very original base. Like if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you can do this this, maybe you can do it in watercolor. And it's so original because it's their name. Okay? Yes, you can do that. Did you do it? Did you do your flower vase? Do it. Come on, I want to see you. Okay. Well, now then, pineapple. Right. Okay. You can have your students do that, and they're gonna love it. Okay. Next. Okay, you do it for homework. There it is. Mariana and Mariana. You can do it with any name. Victoria, Juanita, Ariadna, Gloria, you know, and it's wonderful because it's so original. And if you give that gift, they're gonna love it. You know, you can put here some water. You know, you can color here with light blue, and you can put the stems here, and you can do it with watercolor, and it's wonderful. And it's original, and it's something like creative, right? And cheap. Very cheap. Okay, next. Number 7. It's the last one, okay? Start experimenting and reflecting what you've learned in your teaching, okay? If you want to burn out, use the same games, the same old games, the same old ways. There are some games that students still enjoy so much. It's like when they don't know the answer, I immediately draw a hangman and draw the lines, and it's so old. It's like 40 years old that I did that, and they still love it. But you can do it in a different way. You can be original every time. Okay? So you want to burn out? Don't change. Try out new ideas or adapt the old ones. Of course. Remember to stop, think, and evaluate and say, it didn't work. It did work. I'm going to do it this way. Write it down because you might forget. Sometimes I have been very enthusiastic doing new things, and like it didn't work out. So I have to write. What did I do wrong? How can I readapt and then share it? Okay? Okay, so when the experience is done, stop, think, and evaluate. Learn from your successes and your mistakes. Okay? Be humble. It doesn't always work. Commit to think out of the box. That's what I just said. And we're going to do this little video. I'm showing you the way I did it. Let's see if it works. David, and then backwards, and then backwards, upside down, and then rightwards, upside down. Okay, sorry. That's me. Sorry. This is another one.
No way.
This is like the flower vase. Backwards, and then backwards, upside down.
Victoria.
Yes. You close it.
Zurda, right?
Mi planta es diferente. Son flores, ¿cómo van a ser nubes?
Let me see your watch. That's me. Is it you?
It's me. It's not having a watch, but those are my nails.
Wow.
So you can do that. It's something like easy, but it triggers, creativity if you do it and you exercise. I've been married for 41 years, and when my husband was my boyfriend, I would write backwards. I've been doing this all my life. And I would write backwards, and so he had to go into the mirror to read my letters. And I thought, if he's an engineer, he needs to engineerselas, right? Okay, so wrapping up, we're about to finish, guys. Being creative helps you solve problems. Yes or no? And that's what teachers do. They're solving problems all the time. Even talking to the parents and sending little messages and little notes and this and that, right? So that's what we do. So it's going to be very, very useful. So if you see something that needs a solution, guess what? Guess what? Chances are it's your call. If you see a problem, you're the one to solve it. Because if you see the problem, it's because you have the ability to solve it. Maybe you see it, I don't see it, so you're the one for the call. Okay? It's your call. So if you see it, solve it. Okay?
Yes.
Excellent. God bless you guys.